I think I'm back on again. Let me just check and see. I got all the fucking internet now. Oh, this guy styled me out real nice. He styled me out. Are you guys there? This guy styled me out real nice. This guy styled me out real fucking nice, I think. You know, sometimes you got to do this stuff. It's like he was looking at my gear and you know, like I run this stuff so hard here that I really do. We're running like what is going on here? Sorry here, guys. Like I was just talking to this guy and he was saying like I run it so hard, like I got a server room, the server room wasn't cool enough, and the wires where those are supposed to be and that kind of stuff. And I do my own Cat 6 and electric running and stuff like that. Actually, my lights look better now too. I don't look so fucking glaring. Sorry. We're gonna do here is there was just a bear trap that took place. I didn't believe it for a second when the internet just came back on. I was like, did that just happened? And that was the squeeze I was telling you about earlier. Where earlier I said to you out there, I said, we're gonna go down unless you get this big squeeze, this pop. And I want to show it to you right now if I can. Hold on, let's take a peek at it. Wait a minute, I'm in the wrong shit here. Wait a minute, I got some wonk. I got charts are all in the wrong place here. Hang tight here. Oh yeah. Hang tight, boys and girls. I might not have a camera on. I might have some funky things going on here. But where I left you earlier in the stream, I said to you, this is a trap in here for bulls. And that what you want to see is this, like, you want to see this big push up higher here. Now, we have not yet taken out this one yet, but the opportunity is there to do that. So if this can hold right here, right, which it should, this is good. This is really good. If we can pop this up right here, whoop, and just take that high out into this close, we're going to have an up day on Thursday or Wednesday. So this is a critical moment in the market right now, critical moment in the stock market right now. This is a huge reversal right here if you don't know. This is a massive reversal. Massive. Now, it might still translate to down if we can't get above this zone up here, but this is a massive reversal right here. I don't know what happened. I haven't been on the internet, but this is huge. This is a trap. If you're a bear, this is a trap. They're going to try to let you out in here. They'll give you... They'll probably give you to right in here somewhere. It might go a little bit lower in here. But this is a trap. Be warned if you're a bear. This is a trap for the end of the day. This is outstanding. If you're a bear, be warned. This is not that it's not normal. With this trade down right here, you were trading a trap for to be sucked down here into the close. This is a great start. I'll say that. You still haven't beaten this prior high, but you don't need to. This is enough. As long as this holds here, You'll get, this will be one leg right here. This is actually just one leg to right here. And then 2 and then 3. So there's an up move here into the close and into tomorrow. This is good. This is really, really, really good. A good start right here. So this would actually be, actually I've got that wrong. This is one leg right here. This would be 2 leg right here, and this would be 3 leg right here. But the 4-5 is we don't know yet. So this is an outstanding start. I'll actually just draw it like this. You still want to take that out right there. This is all one leg. In some kind of a squeeze here going on into the close. We really want to, like, just like the bears do on these triggers and on support levels, if you can get above this stuff in the after hours, you can get manipulation up and over into tomorrow. So this is positive. Very rare to see this. Good to see. There's a trap here for bears. So be paying very close attention to, do we take this out right here? You don't actually have to go that high. You only have to go to right about there. You don't actually have to go that high. This is good. I don't know what happened. I haven't heard any news. I don't know what's going on. There's a fucking bear trap right there. This. I said this to you just as I was like, yeah, you're going to go down here and they're going to suck you in. You need to see this big push up, though, to escape it. And this is an escape path right here for buyers. Ooh, boy. Spicy. Spicy early week on a Tuesday. Spicy. This is abnormal. This is very rare to see. Well, it's abnormal for the last 2 months. So pay very close attention to this right here. This is good. Whew. If you're a bull, man, this is probably the best move I've seen for a bull in some time. So this is good start. We still want to see it come up here and catch that. We don't have to catch a new high, but somewhere in here would be nice. Something convincing to get up here. Now we got to hold. We're going to get rid of this for now. This red bar being violated is no fucking bueno. This is a shot across the bow to sellers. This, without a doubt, took some stops. And if it didn't take stops, if it was just mental stops, they're looking to get out somewhere in here before they get the rest of their stops taken. This right here, huge move. Massive move on a 4-hour. Massive. With that, whatever that took right there was huge. Huge. That just fucking slapped the fuck out of sell side right there. Very abnormal end of day. Very good to see. Watch out. They're going to come. They're going to hunt you down up above. I promise. Very rare seeing that right there. We're just going to get rid of this now. We've already taken that one out. This doesn't fucking matter anymore. Gone. Bye-bye. Wide open to the upside. And look at this right here. If you're looking at like SPX, let's look at the top right screen. This is where the floundering is down here. You know, you're like, down here, we're going to get ourselves a new low. We're going to start making our way lower. And this was just like, grab you right by the fucking balls. Grab you right by the balls. And then... And then, you know what that is, right? This is the upper hook, right? This is the uppercut right here, and then hope you can get out because the start of this trade's right here. So they're giving you the opportunity to get out right now before they start banging out your stops all the way up, or at least pop and drop. So this is a good trade right here. I like trades like this. This is very like off-putting to sell side right here. They weren't expecting that jab to the upside. So let's watch this closely right here. Oh my god, I'm so excited! Like I can't I've been doing this office fucking thing and I've done everything I'm supposed to do. You know, like when you're like building this stuff out, like this whole thing back here, and then one fucking thing isn't working, and you think it's you, and then it's not you. Oh God. If any of you ever done shit, any kind of engineering, and you just find out it's not you, oh man. Let's just put this over here. End of the day, party time. We might be able to come all the way down here. You could theoretically come this low. You don't have to, but we'll make it the worst it could possibly be. It's a bigger move starting out here. We'll leave it right here, but it's higher. Need to finish strong into the end of today. Need to smash and bash into this into the end of the day. Leave that right there. Bulls own it right now, so it's all on the Bulls here. 1 and 5 minute trigger coming back up right now. Fuck yeah. Huge squeeze there. What was the news? Oh, Trump. Okay, so Trump was what did he say? I got to catch up myself. Hang tight here. French authorities search Paris arm of Swiss bank and Epstein Link Pro. Yeah, whatever. Fuck all that noise. White House spokesman in response to question from Al Jazeera. Trump and his team are exploring the possibility of reaching a diplomatic solution. That's just a White House person. Israeli military. We attacked explosives manufacturing plant in Iran as part of a wave of attacks on Isfahan. U.S. and Iran may hold high-level talks as soon as Thursday. That's Axio. Remember, Axio is very left-leaning, so that's big news. That's a good source for the argument that MAGA has and the White House has. U.S. shared with Israel its 15-point plan to end the war. U.S. claims Iran has agreed to many of the plan's points. There was some of that talk yesterday. Not getting too excited here yet. Hezbollah's missile arsenal sharply degraded. Trump, we are having tremendous success in Iran. You can't trust that. The people that we're talking to in Iran want to make a deal. I think it's, when he says something like that, I think you got to think about like where Trump is coming from in that statement. I'm assuming here that the coalition of the willing that you don't know about, which is Korea, more than likely Korea, Japan, potentially Australia without being too forward about it. And then you're thinking about Saudi Arabia, United Emirates, Israel, of course. And maybe the argument being made that one way or another we're doing this. And not only that, you're calling out China and Russia and saying, you want to fuck around? Let's do it. And we're ready to fucking go. You better be an expeditionary force because we're going to kick your fucking front teeth in right now. And I'm serious. Like, that's probably what's going on in the background. And there's some people that want to play with that, and there's some people that don't. And they're likely going to still put boots in the ground, and they're probably going to look for some kind of regime that is maybe maybe not our regime, but willing to play ball with all parties. There must be some kind of concession in the background where they're going to stay neutral. I think that's the key too here is I don't think the U.S. necessarily wants U.S. control of the Strait of Hormuz. It's more of a we don't want this to be a hive of. We don't want two things. I would say the U.S. is more like you need to be like Casablanca for oil and gas, and we can't have you funding terrorism all over the world, and you can't have China and Russia bending you to their will to fuck with the Western people everywhere in the world. And that's a fucking fact. Let's be honest about it. I mean, And this fucking regime just killed fucking 30 to 40,000 people. 30 to 40,000 protesters. I don't mind sovereignty, and I don't mind sovereignty over the Strait of Hormuz, but what this nation has been doing for decades upon decades, they got to find a new place to do it. And the U.S. is not going to wait holding their thing in their hand when we go for, the AI bullshit and the Cold War with the East. They're not going to stand for it. So probably the best outcome for Iran, if there was an outcome, would be maintain sovereignty, have more of a neutral stance. Almost like India or any of these other countries where you're willing to like help everybody or whatever, but just not going to actively try to kill, maim, and stop these other nations from doing what they're doing. I think that's probably the best outcome that Iran could hope for. So I think that's where Trump's coming from in his argument is we're doing this no matter what. You're not stopping us. And if you want to meet us on the battlefield, you can. If you don't, step to the side. And there's probably some, at least that's his perspective. I'm not saying that that's what I believe in or I want. It's not me. I'm just the messenger. Don't fucking throw me down the well because I'm telling you what they think. You know how I feel about this stuff. I want everybody to be kumbaya, get along. The whole world to get along. I want the Star Trek outcome, guys. But I got to think from their perspective where they're coming from and what they're willing to do here. And if they can do that, if they can put that together and not do nation building and route the most poisonous, literal poisonous aspects to that regime, it would be good for the world, I think, overall. And I know we got our own problems. Don't get me wrong. The U.S. is, but we are the world policeman. Whether we want to or not to, or, oceans separate us, that's our lot in life. That's who we are. Whether that's the hegemony of the West, whatever it may be, whether that's right or wrong, I don't fucking know. I don't know whether that touches you in life. Matter of fact, I think it does touch you in life, right? If you can listen to my broadcast, you are in the free world. You are, whether you're a willing participant or not in that hegemony. And so at least from the perspective of that hegemony, if Trump's not fully fucking lying, I can at least see his perspective, even if I don't agree with how it's being done or how we get there, how we even started to get there. I can at least understand that perspective. So you've got Trump saying we're talking to the right people. They want to make a deal. The people that we're talking to in Iran want to make a deal. I'm assuming this has got to be in some kind of a regime overthrow of some kind. When people say those people don't exist in Iran, that's not true. Iran is one of the oldest populations in the world. They're beautiful people. They have not spent their entire existence in this world as second fiddle to anybody. And they've been terrorized, literally, from extremists for long periods of time. And so that you would be surprised when you lift the veil oftentimes on some of these societies. Everything looks fine on the outside. You rip up, I don't know where you guys have been in this world, but some of the places I've been, it's fucking horrific. The conditions some of these people live under. And I do understand that, and I agree with that some of these places I've been to, they don't want your style of government. And I'm fine with that too. Like, you don't need my style of government or even democracy. But some of these cultures are still fucking terrorized from doing even their own thing, from extremists that can get in there and in a really like take over, really like things you would never believe. Like you're like, oh, it sucks living in America because they do this and they do that and they do this. But then you go to one of these fucking places and you're like, holy fuck! Like I don't live anything near what these people live with, how these people day in day out life really truly is like. And I'm not talking poverty either. So I don't know. I guess this sounds positive. There are some things that were said here that I'm still really suspect of, but at least like forming, like you got to remember, you need a plan that's not fucking chaotic. And you need some kind of timeline in this stuff, and you need like, hey, we're gonna do exactly this stuff right here. Even if AI is telling you don't say this or limit that, the markets don't like it. The markets don't like the AI perspective on how you win a war. Markets aren't used to that game theory being adhered to, if it even is being adhered to. We don't know if it is or isn't. We don't know if we don't know exactly, because this is all incongruent, right? You can feel it. Venezuela was incongruent. This is all incongruent. This is not the norm for how we wage war in this country, which leads me to believe, of course, that like they're following a doctrine from AI as best as they humanly possibly can, even with Trump fucking veering off script all the goddamn time. At any rate, this is good on that news from Trump for the markets. He goes on to say we're in negotiations right now with Iranians. U.S. Secretary of State Rubio, U.S. VP Vance, and other people are negotiating with Iran. We are roaming free over Tehran. That doesn't help with the drones. Iran is talking nonsense. Iran has agreed that they will never have nuclear weapons. Yeah. Well, you're talking about the Obama plan. You want your name on the plan, Trump. You want the Obama plan, that's Trump's plan, right? What else do we have here? Pakistan offers to facilitate U.S.-Iran war talks. That's good news, too. Pakistan, if you want to know the real threat from the Middle East, that's them. They're the biggest threat in the Middle East. They're probably the biggest threat to the hegemony of the West. Of any nation outside of China, they're probably number 2. More so than even Russia. Pakistan's smart, great technology, and they're stepping in as well, or at least offering in that like partnership with Pakistan, Saudi Arabia, UAE. It's all good stuff. What else we got here? Kuwait says Strait of Hormuz closure is beyond catastrophic, will trigger domino effect across global economy. That's CNBC, by the way. They're stoking fear right now. They said something else earlier. I think that's correct if it continues, but I think that headline is not matter at the moment. Gulf allies have been pretty good. This Trump. Lawmakers are getting fairly close to deal on a shutdown. I don't agree with that at all. Trump, now we have a new group of leaders in Iran. Let's see how they turn out. This is a change in the Iranian regime. They are going to make a deal. They gave us a significant prize worth tremendous amounts of money. It was oil and gas related. The gift was related to the Strait of Hormuz. I don't know what that means. That's bizarre. We don't need any fucking gifts, bro. We just need like a neutral, stable government that doesn't fuck with the free flow of oil and gas. We don't need your deals. Sorry, Trump. We don't need that stupid shit. This is a farther back thing that's been going on for decades. What else does he say? If you want a significant prize, you take all their material that can be nuclearized, and you oversee a civilian nuclear program for them. You can give them the reactors that don't cause fucking arms races. All that tech is real. We're in about the best bargaining position on Iran. We have a great relationship with Saudi Arabia. Iran did good yesterday related to Hormuz. I think we're going to end it. I can't tell you, though, for sure. We've won this war. Yeah, not yet, bro. A little bit too early. A little bit too enduring free to me. Strait of Hormuz tanker traffic won't return to normal for months. That's Kalshi Betters. I bet if you open that strait like lickety split and had a bunch of fucking tankers going through it, it'll open up. They're saying that because they want the prices to remain high for longer. That's just pure greed talking there. Whiskey Pete saying we're keeping our hand on that throttle. Oh Christ! Yeah, I'm not gonna say what he has to say. He's such a dipshit. He's speaking to like fucking 16-year-old kids. Trump ends remarks. Iran non-hostile ships can transit the Strait of Hormuz. Woo! That's a biggie. Coming from Iran. This is probably why we're up here right now, if I had to guess. Theoretically, Financial Times saying non-hostile ships can transit the Strait of Hormuz. That's huge. 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 Now, does that mean that ships are going to immediately go through the Strait of Hormuz? Probably not. These things can evolve quickly, but that's a good step in the right direction. I like seeing that. That's good. Iran, if that's a real story, I'll try to link to it really quick or read it to you if I can. Let me see if I can get the actual article. It's from 18 minutes ago. Okay, hold on. I'm just going to unlock the article really quick here. Iran has circulated. I'll post it in the Discord if you want to read it instead of listening to my fucking ugly ass voice. I'll post it in the Discord. If you don't have a Financial Times subscription, you can read on your own time if you want. It says here, we have to listen to the keywords into this. Iran says non-hostile ships can transit Strait of Hormuz. Tehran tells IMO member nations that vessels must coordinate with it to pass through vital waterway. So I don't know if I can't see anything that says they got to pay the $2 million or not yet. Maybe that's the way they do reparations. They roll that into the negotiations. There are 176 member states inside of the IMO. Nearly all UN member states are members. That's good to see. This helps Japan out. It helps a bunch of Asia out. Brings relief to those nations that are very fearful right now. Iran has circulated a letter to member countries of the International Maritime Organization saying non-hostile vessels can transit the Strait of Hormuz in coordination with Iranian authorities. Now, that's still like a hostage type situation. You know that the insurance companies will know for sure that if this is kind of like a bargaining chip. Hey, you guys can come through the straits, but at the same time, the U.S. better not do this and that. In the letter circulated among IMO members on Tuesday and shared with the Financial Times, Iran's foreign ministry said Tehran had, quote, taken necessary and proportionate measures to prevent the aggressors and their supporters from exploiting the Strait of Hormuz to advance hostile operations against Iran. There might be a fucking coup going on in Iran right now. The fact that this guy's got a mouthpiece to speak, and they've got a name or at least a title for this guy, or Iran's foreign ministry, the entire ministry is making this statement supposedly. I wonder if there's troops already there trying to protect these people or if they're in hiding. Tehran has taken necessary and proportionate measures to prevent the aggressors and their supporters from exploiting the Strait of Hormuz to advance hostile operations against Iran. The critical waterway has been in effect closed to all but a handful of ships since the start of the U.S.-Israel war against Iran on February 28th. Yeah, it's been open. They keep saying it's closed. It's open. It's always been open, but ships aren't willing to go through that strait unless they're directly tied to Russia and China or to the regime itself um, without threat of being sunk. The critical waterway has been in effect closed to all but a handful of ships since the start of the U.S.-Israel war against Iran on February 28th. Previously, about a fifth of the world's oil passed through the strait, as well as the majority of cargo and container ships serving Gulf countries. 3,200 ships are stuck in the Gulf right now and willing to risk the transit of the narrow strait, which is just 21 nautical miles wide at its narrowest point. At least 22 vessels have been hit by Iran since the outbreak of the conflict. The IMO, a UN body that sets international standards for shipping, convened an emergency meeting of its members last week to address the crisis. It is in talks to try and establish a humanitarian corridor to allow ships that are running critically low in supplies to exit the Gulf. This is good. This is good. In recent days, ship tracking data has suggested Iran is permitting a small number of ships to pass via a route in its territorial waters. Analysts believe the route allows Iranian authorities to verify vessels' identities before letting them transit. Some ships have paid as much as $2 million to Iran to ensure safe passage through the Gulf. We want that to go away unless it's going to be paid. Unless it's going to be like what you could do is pay that $2 million, backdoor it through some reconstruction of Iran, so that nobody loses any face and they get the money to do the reconstruction. You just don't want that. You don't want that $2 million there as like a hostage taking kind of a thing. That's probably behind closed doors. According to Lloyd's List Intelligence and one person not with knowledge of the situation, there have been some ships have been paying the $2 million. That can't continue. Quote, all the government should come forward and try to help solve the situation, said SV Anchen, chief executive of U.S.-based Safe Sea Group, whose vessel Safe Sea Vishnu was attacked on March 11th and now beyond repairable. Tehran said in the letter that vessels linked to the U.S. and Israel, as well as other, quote, other participants in the aggression do not qualify for innocent or non-hostile passage. That's fine. The knock-on effect is to the U.S. From Asia. So if these Asian nations can offset that, then that's good. You don't necessarily need U.S. passage. And you had the U.S. say we could reflag ships, so that could help as well. There could be some finagling. There's some loosey-goosey in there. And the high seas are known for that, too. There is no sign Tehran intends to relinquish its leverage over the waterway, despite threats from U.S. President Donald Trump. Iranian officials and politicians have suggested that there will be no return to the pre-war situation in the Strait of Hormuz, even if the current conflict ends. This is in contrast to the U.S. and the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, I think, from Iran saying that there is some kind of a negotiation right now. Now, that's dangerous. Or what I should say is what's dangerous is if there are groups or people within Iran willing to negotiate, you have to protect that group from internal doomsdayers. These are people that don't care. These are believers, These are people that are like, fuck it, we'll burn the whole country down. We'll take the whole world with us. That group of people. Iranian officials have suggested there will be no return to pre-war situation. Iran's parliament is preparing to introduce new regulations governing traffic through the Strait of Hormuz, according to MP Mansour Al-Amardani. This relieves a lot of pressure here, too. You got to understand that the Strait of Hormuz is likely viewed as a weapon of mass destruction for the world. And if Iran's willing to pull back from that, hey, we're gonna, pull a WMD on the rest of the free world at the same time and drag all of them in here, it removes a little bit of the you're got a WMD and I got a WMD. Yours might be straight close the Strait of Hormuz, and mine might be glass parking lot your country one way or another. Even if it's not through nukes, it could be through conventional arms, could be through EMP. You don't know. It could be really fucking brutal. So this removes a little bit of that that danger in the background. Iran's parliament is preparing to introduce new regulations governing traffic through the Strait of Hormuz, according to MP Mardani. Excuse me. The proposal remains at an early stage and must first be reviewed by the parliament's legal department before being presented to MPs. It would then require approval by a majority to become law. This is a huge step back right now, guys. Huge step back in escalation. If you're on the brink of this stuff, this is a little bit pullback here. In this brinksmanship. Quote, Iran has always pursued a policy of international cooperation in the Strait of Hormuz, but mounting pressure from illegal sanctions has led to Islamic Republic to temporarily restrict cargo passage in order to demonstrate its capability. They're saving face here. Capability of managing global energy transit. Let them have that. To remove this like brinksmanship on the edge. He explained that the plan had two components. First, to reciprocate the actions of countries that supported the U.S. sanctions against Iran, and second, to shift transactions from the U.S. dollar to alternative currencies. They're sticking with that argument right now, but it's like part of their negotiating power. But in truth, you've removed the brinksmanship at this point, and then between negotiations and truthfully regime change, most of this stuff has the potential to go away. The bigger win here, if there's like a big win at this point, it's just that WMD brinksmanship is being brought a little bit farther away from, for what we do here, nuking the stock market from orbit so it starts fucking raining hell down. It removes a little bit of that danger at this point. So this is a good relief valve at the moment. Just that brinksmanship, removing some of that at this moment is outstanding. It's a step in the right direction. Good to see into this close here. We got to see if the if we can slap our way to the upside here and try to make our way higher. Watch out for the flush at 330. Normally get a nice little flush in here. Just be careful of it. So far we're holding it. I don't think we can get another flush. I think this was the flush over here. It was early. And I don't think we need another major flush up here into the close. So we're going to hold it right in here. We want to see this move higher into this bell. This is good. It's not great, but I'll take it in terms of, at least for a relief valve, I would take this to at least remove the hey, we're past the point of no return. And you're going to get the WMD in advance, or in like, that's my biggest fear. If I had a fucking fear here for the stock market, it's the Strait of Hormuz being used as a WMD, and what does the U.S. do? Because I know their answer to that. Their answer is a pound of flesh for a pound of flesh, if not more, if not 10, 20 times pound of flesh for that pound of flesh. So this is a good step in the right direction to remove some of that danger. We'll see if we can hold this up here. If this translates to the markets or the tape, if they pick up on that, like that brinksmanship coming apart, it could help for us to go higher here. At least the brinksmanship. The brinksmanship, man. It's not quite the Cuban Missile Crisis, but it reminds me of it. It reminds me of like the startings of a Cuban-esque type missile crisis. Not quite that direct, but the damage that'll be done is truth. The permanent, not permanent, but like damage that'll be done for decade, or maybe not a decade, 5 years, 3 to 5 years of true damage done to world economies. You can consider that a WMD. So that brinksmanship, nice to see it being reined in even for the moment. Like that cascade down trade fading a little bit. At least for the moment, some pressure relief in here. See if we can get up in here and trade this just to open that door to the upside, even if we don't do it immediately. This is it right here. This is the basis for the bulls. And note to you here, you would be expecting, if we can continue this move higher into the close, you'd be expecting tomorrow to be trading 658.08 with some kind of a pullback to the half an hour trigger, and then we can start attacking on Wednesday and Thursday, potentially the 66 to 6700, 668 up here, but we're not there yet. We need to do over here is we need to break. Let's go over here and look at this. Well, we really need to break up here, smash into this, take this out in after hours market, come back to buy a dip in the morning, and potentially start trading the sixes up here on Wednesday and Thursday for some kind of early unwind. We're not there yet, but I want you to be aware that you want to be buying dips off of a break above. It's still extremely dangerous, and there's not a lot of room, and this could easily fall apart. If it falls apart between now and overnight, the drop is low. So remember that. Have some like awareness that we're still on these highs right here, and you're talking about the Marines taking us up here, and then a nice little flush could potentially happen all the way down here before going up and trading the 60s. So the basis of this trade right now all hinges on this level at 655. And if you recall, when I was showing you gamma earlier, 655 is the basis, and if we plunge at any point, your next level is 647. Pretty low, right? And just so you can see this right here, just for a little bit of context, if you don't have continuation, where you're like breaking out, holding the half an hour trigger to trade those 60s and 70s, what happens is you get the rejection, and it's like bam, straight down, bam, straight down. And we'll try again to see if we got the support here or here. Just be aware of that as we move forward. We're still in risk, and we're still with sellers in control here. So it's always better to be a buyer above these levels, and go from level to level. So if you've instigated a trade from lower, you're probably fine and have some room to breathe. If you're instigating a trade from here, it's dangerous. You could be waiting on one of these pullbacks, building a new new poop island above. But this looks pretty good. I gotta say, I did not want to see into this close. I did not want to see, fuck you into this bell. And even if you're coming up here after the bell with all these triggers coming down, and then you're waking up tomorrow morning with Wednesday, Thursday down, this is much better positioning into tomorrow, a ton better. S1 is at 651. You can see all these buyers trying to step in here. You can see them right above. You got three nice little fat lines to buy a dip. One is right here. One is right here. And one is right here. And there's one more. No, it's a little bit higher. It's like right here. And buyers willing to buy into this bell. I'll remove this so you can see it here. I'll have to catch along here. Where is this? There. That's the basis of that trade. These are all buyers in there. These fucking guys are going to buy this whole thing up. I don't know if we can get this deep. If they send us down here, I'd buy the fuck out of it. If they don't buy, if they just loading up here, you're just waiting for, all you're waiting for is one tick right here. I'll either jump on the trade right here or right down here, one of these two. Don't care either one. I'm either a buyer right here or I'm a buyer right down here. Whichever one I can get. Any one of those. And you can see the buyers already stepping in here. Big wicks down here. Just see what the best price we can get is. There's one right there. I think this one has to hold right here. All right, so it's this one right here. Yeah, I don't even think any of that. This just has to hold right here. I think this whole fucking zone holds. All right, there's one more right here. I just want to make sure I get in on this. I'm going to buy this one right here. This is the money shot right in here. Let's see what we got here for Spoos today. How about Friday? No, no puts, calls, calls. Hold on, we're getting close. Fuck, calls are expensive as fuck. They want me to buy like 670s? Get the fuck out of here. There's a lot of juice on the, there's a ton of juice here for Friday calls. They're expensive as fuck right now. Like a Friday 660 is 224. That's fucking 50 points up. That's 4,500 bucks. Just hang out here for a minute. Just like let this thing do its thing. I don't want to get ground out in here. I wonder if I should just buy this. I was going to do 20 contracts. Man, I wonder if I should do Monday. What's Monday looking like? Or maybe Wednesday to sell on Monday. 31st is Tuesday, right? So the 1st. Hang tight here. Hang tight here, Spoos. $660. Those are fucking $7. Holy fucking Christ. Monday, like 660s are $6.87. Fuck. Hmm. I'm parked right on it right now. I just don't want to get taken down to those 3 other levels down there. Let's go over there and look at let's go over there and look and see what we can see on anyway. Let's just have a look at this market here. I know we got the magnet down below for Tuesday. See all these fucks down here? This is that 6,500, 64. This is a good buy area down here. Our basis, though, is this 6,500, which is right here. I really want to, like, slip under here again. I wish I was able to see that earlier. I wish I bought at that 65 when the internet was down. It's right in here somewhere. There's a fuck ton of demand in here. See if this helps. I still wish we would tank to 6,500. Like this one down here. Oh, God, yes. Like, that is fucking beautiful. But we look like we're in chase mode right now. That looks like stink bids down there. It looks like you wish you're going down there. Oh. What do they just say here? Biggest tail in 3 years on the 2-year. The last time it was that bad, it was March of 2023. That was a nasty fucking tail. Like March 15th. Of 2023. It marked a major bottom. I want to say it was March 17th or somewhere in there. We fucking cranked thereafter. We cranked all the way into July 26th. We started gapping up into March 30th. The big print was on the 4th and 5th of April. There was a giant print on the 31st. And then it started stalling on the 31st. They're really like the headlines in the 2-year. It's really negative, but when I looked back on the last tail on March of 2023, it was on March 27th, I think. We had one more down day, and then it fucking went vertical. So that would, if it was a direct correlation, we would trade the 50, and then go straight vertical and put on. See, 25th, 26th. Where's 27th? I don't think I got that right. We got to look that up. What day was it on? The auction date was March 27th. And then what we did on that horrible auction was we had one more down day just to mark the bottom on 50. We could say 50, and then we went up 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 up days. So that would implies at least this horrible 2-year auction. It implies you still might see 50. So you would see like a you would still see the weakness. They would slam you down and then go up. From here, it was the low was 379, and we finished at 396. That's a pretty substantial move. Hold on, let me just check this. Tight here. You would mark the low. Nope. Hold on here. I don't know what the fuck that is. Jesus. I mean, I don't think we're going to do this here, but that March 27th and that nasty fucking print. We actually went up into it and then down, down. And then we wound up printing up into the 31st. Here's the 31st. We went up 4.5% on tomorrow's low. And then on the we had the down day on the roll, and then we went up another. We went down into the third. We went up another 1.5% for a total of I don't know that we can do this, and this is not the same situation, but we went up 5% on tomorrow's low. It's 5%. If let's theoretically say it's 50, or even 47, what's 5% on that? Yeah, that's fucking monster. That's fucking monster. Into the first month, it's 680. What they would do is they would whipsaw you down. What they would do is whipsaw. If it was a perfect, if it was like the same as it was, you'd whipsaw down tomorrow into 40. You'd bomb into 47, but then immediately start ramping straight up in a huge squeeze. In terms of the last time this happened with the 2-year, that's what we did. They like forced this down move into tomorrow, hit all these targets like you're seeing up here. And then it went fucking monster vertical. You see these targets down here? They're trying to take all these out before the squeeze. And thesis, at least. I'm only basing this on the 2-year. We weren't in war at that time. If you want to see it here, I'll show it to you. This was the auction. The auction was right here. What we did was we ended up looking bullish here. We blasted down, and then the opening. This is a 4-hour candle, I think. You take that low, and it goes vertical. This is also March OPEX. No, I can't say that this is going to happen here, but this is the 31st right here. So like you peak up here, and then you have the negative flows, but we've broken above this here at that point, and then everybody's excited and we're off and running. Consolidates, take everybody's bullishness out of the way, and then we start making the move over here. This is your April 15th returns. And I can't say that's going to happen, but this is the last time we had that bad of a print on a 2-year auction. And it does imply down tomorrow. And this would be like 50. I can't say that that's a valid thesis here, but if this is the worst that it's going to get, then what you would expect is like fade all this in the morning, like right in the morning, whipsaw, and start taking out the 70s and 80s. I can't say it's going to work, but when they are selling this again, they're trying to get us down again. Look at this. They're trying to trap the bulls in again down here. There's an intent to print this stuff down here before the end of the quarter. Watch this selling is vicious here. If we go down here tomorrow, I have to add again. This is going to be a big position if I take it. I already got a 10 pack here, so I'm going to need to add another 10 or 20 if we go down there tomorrow morning. That's a 5% up move. I would be blown away if we saw 70s or 80s on the first of the quarter. See if this can hold on to itself up here. Keep this here for you to watch. It's almost like they're trying to get out of shorts here, right? That's what it almost reminds me of. They're like forcing the issue here. Hang tight, guys. That's a big fucking bar right there into this bell. Yeah, there's a reason they're selling it all today. They want to get the fuck out. This price action reminds me of like Panic at the Disco. Like they know we're going to go up that 5% or something. Like they're pushing the matter. They're pushing the matter here. They're pushing like like I got to get out right now. We're being squeezed up here. Like that big squeeze right there. Like, get me out of my shorts right now. Okay, I'll see all of you tomorrow at 9:30 in the morning. The way is higher. You might get a little bit of weakness into the morning, but I think it gets bought up. Be aware of that 2% print. When we got that print earlier today, my thought to myself was, no fucking way over 4%. You know how rare that is. It was pretty goddamn high today, but the last time this happened, it marked a major market low. It was at the end of an QuapX, and we went vertical. I mean, fucking straight vertical, unrelenting gap ups for 5%. Now, the other side of this, of course, is this is not the same situation, and this is not. We have no resolution in Iran or anything, but just be careful of this. A relentless move, at least up into the first of the month. And if you look farther out in time, but I don't think it matters in this situation, we went fucking vertical right into. Vertical, right up into July 27th. Woof. And just note that 2-year worst in a couple of years here. Fairly ugly print today. So for all the doom about that print, do you expect higher prints is the question. From this point forward, you're going to expect lower prints by the time we get to the next print in the next month. Pretty aggressive here. I'll see you all at 9:30 in the morning. Hope you guys have a great day. I'll see you in the morning. This week could be marking a bottom today or first thing in the morning tomorrow if they try to get out of short. This is probably the brightest hope of sunshine on negative news that I've seen with Iran, and also this 2-year for how negative the print was. You look there, the prints there after that print in March, they only improved. So we'll watch this closely in the next coming days and into the end of quarter here. If they know something we don't know. I'll see you tomorrow at 9:30 in the morning. Later. Should we do the song this time, maybe? Maybe, right? Something like that.